Welcome to the MixChat, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating world of aviation with the guest experts from around the globe. My name is Evgeny, I'm your host for today, and this is my great pleasure to have with me Vitalijs. Vitalijs, he's a chairman and shareholder of the board of Amberjet and Union Aviation. Hi Vitalijs, thank you very much to be here with us.
Thanks for hosting me today.
Great,
Pleasure
Vitalijs.
to meet you again.
How are you doing?
Thanks. I'm
Second
doing
day
well.
of EBACE, good?
Yeah, everything is fine, thank you. You looks like a $1 million after tax today,
Really?
like usually.
Thank you very much. Thanks, I really appreciate it. So Vitaly, it's great to have you here, and could you share a little bit with our listeners about maybe your personal journey and how you became the chairman and shareholder of these two great and fascinating companies like Union Aviation and Amberjet?
Well, I would say, it was quite a natural, way, a natural path, but I started back in 2008 when I became a pilot, in 2009 actually, to be more precise.
So you're a pilot?
Yeah,
I didn't
so
know
I used to
about
be
it.
a professional pilot.
Wow.
I finished my training back in US in Florida, where
Okay.
I lived for a year, and then I returned back to Europe. And then it was a financial crisis, so nobody was hiring me. Nobody neither airlines. I was sending my CVs to all around the world. And there's nobody needed a 200 hours pilot. And then somehow, luckily, I get my first job in Ukraine.
Ukraine, okay.
Yeah, and I moved to Ukraine.
Flying?
For a flying,
Okay.
yeah, as a first officer.
First officer?
Yeah, on a small
What
private
aircraft?
jet.
Small private jet?
Small
Ah,
private
okay.
jet, yeah, which was, a Bishkek Premier 1A at that time.
Okay.
This one, I believe, one of the first aircrafts in Ukraine of such a small size,
Mm-hmm.
So we was doing, a lot of flights, inside of Ukraine and as well Europe as well. And then, the things was moving forwards. I was living down there, and I basically, the owner of the aircraft decided to sell it.
Okay.
In some, I believe, it was 2013. At this time, I was already, flying on a Hawker 900 as
Okay.
well. So basically, I was, left without a job. And then I had, no chance, what to do because, I didn't have that much of the flight time and the airlines was not really much hiring again. So I decided, that, and I used to have, some sort of the entrepreneurship, during,
Okay.
all of my life, before becoming a pilot, just to drop back, I had my small business, I was
Okay.
doing the website and so at age of 14 or 13. So I'm just coming from a very regular family, and I was doing this pathway. So I came to my previous boss and said, hey, listen, you sold an aircraft, but you're going to fly the charters, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and so on. He said, yeah, for
Definitely.
sure. I said, listen, I'm going to do the charters for you. I'm going to be your personal broker, right?
Yeah.
And that's how the business started,
the
So it
business
started
started.
back in
Interesting.
2013.
That's nice.
At this time when I started the business, I was still, keeping my flying license, and I started to fly a little bit on a 747-400 and
Wow.
747-8 for Saudi Arabian Airlines. And I was doing this contract for a year. And then, in 2014, I stopped flying completely, because of the business. So we started as, just a regular charter broker. And then slightly, quite fastly, I would say, moved to the aircraft sales and acquisition business, which is, now is a major business of the company itself.
Okay.
And then, the first customers appeared for the aircraft management, so we was doing the management of the privately registered aircrafts, That's how it was growing,
Interesting.
In 2020, when the COVID started, we noticed that, there is a huge demand for the quality of management services around the Baltics. And at this moment, I sold pretty much a lot of aircraft, to the Baltic customers
Okay.
who was, managing their aircrafts, by different operators. And, the people was calling me and, asking that, listen, why you're not providing the operator service and so on. And, we decided that, let's drive into something new. Let's open our AOC, with the experience and the knowledge.
When was it? What year?
It was in 2020. The
20,
COVID,
okay.
COVID, everything stopped,
Wow.
nobody flying. So
Really?
everybody
Wow.
sitting at home, drinking wines, many minds coming into the brain. And the good thing was that at this moment, the local carrier, Air Baltic, they laid off many people and
Okay.
really good people, So we hired,
You hired the good people.
We hired the good
The
people
best
and a good
one.
team, So we had,
Very good
some
team.
people. This was like a sort of the a good times for us.
Yeah.
And we started to work on our AOC. And after 9 months, we received the certificate with the first 2 aircraft, Legacy 650 and I believe Legacy 600.
Okay.
And then we started, to move the aircraft of our, previous customers, new customers.
Yeah.
And that's how it eventually grew up. So now, basically, what we have, the Amberjet Group itself is the holding company, which is main business is aircraft sales and acquisitions.
Okay.
We owing the Union Aviation, which is the fully certified operator, as you know, your customer.
Yeah.
We also do have the company which is providing, some handling arrangements in the Riga International airports. As well, we are having the separate department which is doing the aircraft financing and leasing.
So how many
these
aircrafts
days.
you have right now?
13.
13.
Yeah,
Wow.
10 of them is our AOC, and rest of them are just the privately operated.
And what is the biggest one?
The Lineage. The Lineage
Wow.
1000, which we got last year.
great.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw your post
Yeah,
information about
that's a
this
flagman ship.
aircraft.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the 19-seater.
When did it arrive?
Sorry.
When did it arrive?
I think
few months ago?
we started to operate this back in September 2022 under private ops, part NCC, and then we moved it to the Union Aviation AOC back in December, I believe. Yeah.
And what is the, let's say, main destination for or route for Lineage?
Middle East,
really?
Central Asia, Middle East. A lot of UK, London, so generally it's like Europe to the Middle East, I would
Europe
say.
to the Middle East, okay.
Maldives and all the nice destinations for the
How many
vacations.
passengers can it fit?
19.
19 passengers.
19
Yeah,
passengers,
it's great.
yeah.
A very luxurious airplane.
It's a good money to value, and it's the passenger likes this aircraft.
Yeah.
They like the comfort.
Yeah.
It's like let's say, even when you're flying on a Global Express, and then you jump into the Lineage, it's a completely different story.
Absolutely.
It's
I can imagine.
it's a completely different story.
I can imagine. Maybe one day, who knows? You never know when you're gonna win the lottery, and I will try to hire your flight with the Lineage. Good, thank you very much, Vitalijs. Very interested and good story. So Union Aviation, in 4 years, right?
Yeah.
In 4 years, has achieved remarkable success in the market. I would say that for me, because I know Union Aviation very well, it's one of the freshest, I would say, most popular and rapidly growing operator, because like everyone knows who is Union Aviation. You're like fresh, interesting, and with the incredible growth of in terms of aircraft. So can you give us some insights into what strategies or approaches have you contributed to this impressive growth in just only 4 years?
When we was building the company, we brought our experience being as a broker, being as the managers for the clients of the aircraft, which was managed by another operator. So we know what does the brokers needs, we know what does the end customers needs, and we know how the charter sales and how the flight care should work around.
Of course.
And myself, flown, quite a lot of time on a private jets by myself. So I know what does it mean service means.
Do you still fly any of your planes?
No. I'm having my valid license.
But you could.
But I'm not flying on my aircraft. No. I'm I'm keeping my 747 rating.
Really?
So every year, I'm going to the simulator. Yeah.
Good.
One of our captains, he's also my ex-colleague, from a past. So we're going together. But coming back to this subject, which you asked there, we know how to make a service, and that was like the company was built around the service. Not only for the customers and for the owners, but also for the brokers, who is our customers, and we really respect them and treat them well, because, as I say to you, I also do have a brokerage company still existing there. I think 6 or 7 people full-time working on this one, relatively small team. And we know how that sometimes the operators treating the brokers, like the non-important people, and they don't understand, that this is actually the people who is making one of the most difficult job, to speak with the end customer, because not everybody is, and everybody is different, and especially the more expensive aircraft, the more demanded clientele you have. So.
It's everybody. It's everything's about the understanding of the customer needs and the market needs.
Yes, exactly.
And you mentioned brokers. I know that sometimes you organizing some kind of events for brokers.
Yeah,
I had a chance to be. Was invited by you last year here at Geneva, some of your partners were there in the
Yeah.
wonderful meeting and the dinner. So it's great.
Yeah, I believe we're hosting a dinner for the brokers tonight as well.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I
Wonderful.
believe that's
That's
tonight.
great.
Tonight,
that
yeah,
you're
right.
treating that well.
Yeah,
your
because
customers.
we basically understand that this is our customers,
Yes,
like,
you're right.
and if you're doing the good job for them, their customers is happy, so they will be
Exactly.
returning to us. That's the all around that.
Exactly. Great. Thank you very much. Very interesting. So, what do you think about? You just mentioned brokers. It's one of the part of the aviation, one of the important part for you for your business. But let's go for another side. Flight support companies like MixChat, for example. Where do you see the most important synergies, and what can we bring to you as a value or as a flight support company in terms of, I don't know, fuel arrangements, ground handling?
Well, as we both know, the business aviation is all around the clock,
Yeah.
and all around like urgent flights and a good scheduling,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll, find the most important for me in a flight support company and for my guys as well
Yeah.
is the fast response.
Fast response.
Good pricing, good conditions in terms of the contract,
Yeah.
and the availability to be flexible.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we are, let's say, just recently we were in Nairobi.
Absolutely.
And we're staying in Nairobi. We need to do like a presidential flight in 4 hours from the
Yeah.
nearby country, out of Tanzania.
Yeah.
And we need somebody who can support us down there
Yeah.
because we are not locals. So we need somebody with a strong local presence.
Exactly.
Who can arrange us the fuel, arrange us the permits, and let us go. Because it's in the end a teamwork.
Yeah.
So when you guys making money, we're also making money.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's interesting
It's all
for
about
everybody.
facilitate and make your operation the most convenient way for you, and it's all about the communication as well. The fastest response. We always understand the flight support company that for you time is not only money, but it's your reputation as well. So you need to
Exactly.
provide the solutions for your customers in the best way possible. So this is where flight support companies like MixChat can be very, very much of your help. And let's go to this wonderful talk about this wonderful event like EBACE.
Mm-hmm.
We've been traveling to EBACE for many, many, many years. I've been here for I don't remember how many times. And, this year it's a little bit particular. Just a couple of weeks ago, I believe, I read a post which got like a little bit viral, posted by Bernard. He is a CEO of Globe Air. And the post, he called it, "Do we really need EBACE?" Because there's so many controversial opinions right now about the EBACE, not the event itself, because event is marvelous. So this is the place, the platform where we can all meet, have conversation, do business, meet your partners, and do new business. But it's all about the format and maybe the place. Like in US and NBAA, when you traveling there, one time you have the event in Las Vegas, another time in San Diego. What do you think about it? So do you think, is it the right format? Something can be improved or not? The place itself, Geneva, is it a good place for continue do it year by year, just only here?
Well, as you say, there's many different opinions,
Yes, of course.
and every person, have the right to have his
Yeah.
own opinion. As the same as you, we have been coming here, for a long time. I believe it's a good place, to reunion with your colleagues, with your partners, business partners, and sometimes even the customers,
Yeah.
which you have not seen for a long time, or you don't have a time to travel during the year, and
Yeah.
everybody, these days speaking over the telephone, internet, WhatsApp, whatsoever. So from this point of view, I believe it's nice, to catch up. Another point that this particular place becoming less and less affordable.
Less and less affordable, you're right.
for let's say let's say startup young companies, because Geneva is extremely expensive as we all
Yes.
and for example, you probably had more people, but I had 11 people from my company on this EBACE this year, and the time I'm signing the expense reports, I'm crying.
You're just closing your eyes and
I'm just
signing the
closing. I'm
expenses
just
report.
closing the eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm just calling it. It's
Yes.
just expenses. In the end, but
Probably you don't even look into the final number, like doing like this.
yeah,
Okay, signed.
if the problem can be solved with the money, it's not a problem. It's just expenses.
Exactly.
So about that, Geneva became less and less affordable.
Yes.
We cannot even compare what it has been. Pre-COVID and post-COVID. We can see that the show is shrinking
Yes.
compared to the even, let's say,
You're
last
right.
year.
Yes.
And I'm not speaking about 2019, before the COVID was happening. It was
Yeah.
twice bigger. So, I mean, frankly speaking, my personal opinion that, I believe we will be still coming to the EBACE next year, but probably in a more in a less amount of the people, reduced amount, just management only, I think there is also now this Middle East business aviation show, which is also good, Dubai is also a nice location in the end, during the winter time especially. So with Bernard, I mean, I cannot say that he's right or wrong. It's his opinion, and he had his right team. He had a big company, he know how to do the things right, So
Actually, this year they decided not to go.
They're well known on the market. In the very end, what they're going to gain from here? Like their customers is mostly brokers. All the direct customers. Who is smiling on a very small jets. Who knows them. Already knows them, and who is looking for a, let's say, a very affordable, small, light jet, aircraft, they will still find them, because they're number one in Europe in terms of this, Mustangs and that stuff. It's like, very simple for them. I believe it's not really necessary. For me, it's more, about personally for me to meet with the guys, who is in the aircraft sales and acquisitions business, because, we're speaking daily on the phones, but it's nice to catch up with each other, because sometimes we're doing 2-3 deals per year with somebody, and we never see each other in person,
Exactly. And if we could change the EBACE hub, what would be for you the city? Maybe your personal preferences. Where would you go?
Well,
Barcelona, Paris, Amsterdam?
Well, that should be some location, where you can have a nice parties after the EBACE, obviously.
Yes.
So, well, I think, let's think where is a good nightlife, in Europe. I don't know, like Barcelona or
Ibiza?
Let's
go to Ibiza,
Well, Ibiza, that would be nice but tough to get there,
It's going to be challenging.
And challenging to get next day after.
Next day after EBACE,
No, well, I think, some of the, European major cities may be nice, I don't know, like the things coming about, Vienna or Vienna, or some locations like that. I personally like Vienna, maybe that's the reason,
Nice.
So, but
Good.
maybe some place, in Portugal, Lisbon, but, the first things coming to my mind, Barcelona, Vienna, such places.
Great. So thank you very much, Vitaly, for your
Yeah,
time.
so thanks,
Thank you very
thanks
much
for
for
hosting
joining
me.
us, for sharing all your insights, your experience, and it was really, really great and nice chat with you. So to our listeners, please don't forget to like, to share, to comment, do whatever you want to do on the social media, but follow us. Stay tuned, more episodes to come, and bye-bye, till next one.